Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're taking a look at the 12th installment of what I like to call Fat Shaming Fridays, where we take a look at various responses to this.
Tell me the wildest way you have ever been fat shamed.
As usual, if I laugh at any of these stories, I'm not laughing at the fact that the person got bullied or fat shamed or whatever. I'm just laughing at the ridiculousness of the situation. What's the wildest way that you've ever been fat shamed? Or thin shamed or shamed for anything, really? Also, what kind of fat shaming stories do you think we're going to hear today? Fat shamed at the florist? Fat shamed at the Hobby Lobby? Fat shamed while skydiving? Who knows? To prepare myself to hear these stories, I must first apply comb to mustache.
Tell me the wildest way you have ever been fat shamed.
Okay, I feel really awkward talking to the camera, but...
Me too. Just kidding.
This happened about 4 years ago. Right after my wedding, I was pretty depressed. I had gained...
Right after your wedding? You were pretty depressed? That's a whole nother story though, isn't it? That's pretty bad if you're already getting that depressed immediately after your wedding. You're supposed to still be on the high from getting married, and your mind filled with delusions of how this is going to work out. It's usually not until later that the reality of the situation sets in, huh? Or that the other person's flaws all finally start to show. Sometimes.
Only like maybe 12 pounds, but I was going to the YMCA really regularly, and there were these three guys that were always there. They were kind of like, I don't know how you would describe them. They talk in the gym, they talk to everybody, everyone knew them, they were really inappropriate with girls.
Annoying. That's what you call those guys. They know everybody in the gym, they go around talking to everybody, they're really inappropriate with girls. Dude, we all know this type. How's it going there, young lady? If I were a younger man, I would ask you out on a date. Some nonsense, dude. Get out of here, Grandpa.
Etc., etc. So, right after this had happened and I had gained the 12 pounds, I was an everyday goer. They came up to me, one of them came up to me while I was on the treadmill, and he was like, my friend, blah blah, wants me to ask you something. And
oh, not the friend blah blah. Oh, dude, that guy is a jerk.
I was like, okay. He's like, he wants to know if you're pregnant. And I was like,
what? Alright, pro tip to all the men out there. Don't ever ask a woman if she's pregnant, even if she very clearly is pregnant and like she's thin everywhere, but she has this giant belly and you're positive that she definitely is pregnant. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't let your curiosity get the best of you and you go around asking people questions that are going to end up being a huge headache for you later on. She's just like, no, I actually have a deadly tumor that's growing in my belly exclusively. Thanks for reminding me. And you're just like, oh, okay, I didn't know. When in doubt, say nothing. That's a good policy. If you're ever about to go up to somebody and on your way walking toward them, you're thinking in your mind, should I say this to that person? Don't. Okay, that's your clue. Just any sort of doubt at all. They're like, should I? No, don't. Don't do it. Just listen to that and just don't do it immediately.
Okay, I'm not, but... And he was like, well, because he says you're pregnant. And I was like, well, I'm not. And whatever, I continued to go on with my workout. Really, I didn't owe him an explanation, but...
Nah, I'd say you definitely don't owe him an explanation. Like, why are you guys asking me if I'm pregnant? That is very rude, sir. When he asked you if you're pregnant, you should have been like, are you 80 years old? Because you look about that.
But, so when I was packing up my stuff, he comes back over with his friends, you know, the one that was wondering, and they were like, girl, you need to take a pregnancy test because...
Dude, what the heck? Get out of here. Who are you, sir? I swear, get away. You need to take a pregnancy test. Do you just have genetics that make you store like almost all of your fat in your midsection? Because everybody stores fat differently because of genetics. Genetics don't make you pull calories from the air, but they do make you store fat in different places.
"You're pregnant." And I was like, "I'm not."
Wow, this guy is pretty aggressive and persistent, huh?
But I've just gained a little weight. Like, I don't know why I felt the need to explain myself. That's fucking bullshit. But, you know.
Yeah, you don't have to explain yourself. You should have said, dude, get away from me.
I was kind of defensive, and they just kept hammering at it. "No, you need to take a test. You're pregnant." Like,
"Sir, I'm going to call security if you don't get away from me."
"Look, you're pregnant, blah, blah, blah."
Dude, stop insisting that I'm pregnant. This is really weird. Get away from me.
And I was like, eventually ended up in tears, which was horribly embarrassing. And
dude, don't cry about this. Make him cry about this. Talk about how old he is.
The next day, I put in my cancellation form and never went back to that Y because...
Aw, dude, come on. Don't let him win like that. Dude, don't do that. Don't ever let them win like that. You go back there and you hold your head high and you work on your diet and exercise, and don't let these old idiots bother you again. If feminist land whale has taught us nothing, and she hasn't, it's that you don't have to identify with this emotion called shame. You can just stop feeling it. I agree with her in that regard. You don't need to feel any kind of shame because some losers came up to you and tried to dunk on you. They did that because they're losers, and the only way that they can feel good is by crapping on someone else. Let it go. These people are nothing. They're less than nothing.
Because I was horrified. It was horrible.
That is horrible, but to heck with those people, dude. And that goes for the rest of you, too. You should not value the opinion of random strangers or anybody that's saying anything negative about you. The only person whose opinion of you that matters is yours. Next.
Tell me the wildest way you have ever been fat shamed.
I'm not going to say the wildest time, but I'm going to say the weirdest time.
Okay, can you clarify the difference between wildest and weirdest here? And also, if you don't think it's the wildest, why don't you tell us the one that you do think is wildest? The lady was very clear with her Stitch request. Tell me the wildest way you have ever been fat shamed. Okay, I got one. Well, it's not the wildest, but it is the longest.
So in high school, I worked at Whataburger, and I made these two girlfriends. I'm actually still friends with one of them. And they already knew each other because they went to the same high school and I went to a different high school. So one time after we all stopped being friends, well, me and the one girl were still friends, but the other girl got a boyfriend and she stopped being friends with us.
Darn those boyfriends.
So one time I found out that what she used to say behind my back. So there was one time where we had quit working at Whataburger and we went to work at Party City, and we both had an interview on the same day. The friend that I was friends with was working there already. She put in a good word for us. And I get the job on the spot. And old girl didn't get the job on the spot.
Wah, wah, wah. Get dunked on, old girl.
Well, she told my friend behind my back, I don't know why Ashley got it. Ashley's fat.
Well, I guess your size bore little weight in the hiring process, huh? Thanks. I'll be here all week. Speaking of all week, happy Friday.
Okay. Not only that story, to add on to that story, there was me and this other guy who was heavier ones of the group. We were not even fat at the time. I'm fat now. But
you weren't even fat at the time, but they were fat shaming you.
We were in the car, and one time we got out of the car, and she said, now that all the fat people are out of the car, can we turn the heater up?
Was it like freezing outside, but you and the other dude were like, oh man, we're burning up in here. Can you turn on the AC, but everybody else is freezing? When I was larger, I was always sweating like a priest on a playground, dude. Okay. I love how that's your retort to that. What the heck?
Okay, so I was the third one from going this way.
Okay.
Wow. You know what? And guess what? I loved myself then, And I love myself now. If anything, I love me some me.
You love you some you. Okay.
So don't ever let your parents, let friends that are fake friends talk shit about you and bring you down. Don't let nobody dull your shine, because fat or not, you deserve to love yourself.
That's right. Don't let anybody dull your shine and yada, 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 whatever. So I actually believe her stories. They're just stories of people talking mess about her behind her back, her so-called friends. Isn't that what friends do, though? That's what I do. We're all hanging out in a group, and Steven leaves the room for a second. I'm like, hey, guys, come here. Fuck Steven, dude. Next.
Tell me the wildest way you have ever been fat-shamed. I'll go first.
There have been many, many times. But one of the first times that stuck with me is I was doing an award ceremony at my school, and basically we were doing like a dress rehearsal. So like everyone that was getting an award was there, so there was quite a lot of people. And basically you have to get up when your name's read for this award, and you get up and you collect it, you shake hands, and you go back down to your seat. And one of the deputy heads of the school, I think it was, or the head of the house, I don't know who it was, said, "Oh, Stephen, you come up," and then he said, this is the verbatim what he said, "Oh, when you get up on that stage, you're going to look like a side of a house."
When you get up on that stage, you're going to look the side of a house? Is that what he said?
"Oh, when you get up on that stage, you're going to look like a side of a house."
When you get up on that stage, you're going to look like the side of a house. What? That must be like a saying over there in Ireland. I believe this is Ireland.
Now, 16-year-old Stephen was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that." Now, I would have read that motherfucker filth. And it always stuck with me. Like, that is so disgusting. He said I look like a side of a house. I was so big that I looked like the side of a house.
Well, you know, to heck with that headmaster or whatever. The lord of the house or whatever you said.
My mum went through him. He had to literally apologise to me face to face, and he deserved it.
Alright, so there were some local dialect there that I didn't quite understand. Some sayings and stuff like, my mom went through him. He said I look the side of a house. Those must be like sayings over there that I'm not familiar with. But either way, we get the comparison. He said that you look like the side of a house. Not the whole house, just the side. So that's good, you know. If he had said you look like an entire house, now we would have had a problem. Next.
Tell me the wildest way you have ever been fat-shamed. I'll go first.
This is good to care.
So, as everybody knows, I went to Turkey a few weeks ago.
Yes, we do all know that you went to Turkey a few weeks ago, of course.
And whilst I was at the airport, in the queue waiting to like check my bags in and stuff.
For my American viewers, a queue is a line. I know you don't need me to tell you that, I'm just being silly.
A lady behind me saw that I was in the queue for going to Istanbul, looks me up and down and says, "Oh, you're going to have operation?"
Are they known for like gastric bypass in Istanbul or something? What? Operation? What the heck? What is that supposed to mean, lady? What? Don't make me go upside your head right now, ma'am.
And I was just like,
You should have said, yeah, I'm going there for an operation to have this cancerous tumor removed. This is all actually just tumor.
yeah. And then I sat there and I was like, how rude that she just assumed that as a fat person.
Assume? Okay, but what makes you think that she's inferring that you were going to get weight loss surgery? She could be talking about literally any kind of surgery. She's like, oh, you're going to get a Brazilian butt lift, huh?
In the queue to go to Turkey that I was going for surgery.
Is Turkey known for weight loss surgery?
I mean, like, obviously she was right, but I just think that's really bad.
Did she say obviously she was right? Or wasn't right? Hold on.
Like, obviously she was right.
She was right.
I mean, like, obviously she was right.
Did she say wasn't right and then she just said the int part like super subtly, or was right? Is this a joke, or were you actually going to Turkey to get weight loss surgery? You're like, how dare you assume I'm going to get weight loss surgery? I am going to get weight loss surgery, but how dare you assume that?
But I just think that's really bad.
Okay, so I'm going to assume that she said I was going for weight loss surgery because that makes it so much funnier. And if you said wasn't, please pronounce the int part a lot more in the future. Next.
Tell me the wildest way you have ever been fat shamed.
Ooh, okay, I have a really good one, and it relates to my content for my page, so, wow, I don't
All right, a little bit of cross-promotion.
know why I didn't think about this before. But when I started dating my boyfriend, and my clients started meeting him because he would like come into the salon sometimes, I had this client who like he came in, and my boyfriend is like thin, so and kind of petite, I guess, but
You called your boyfriend petite? That is the last thing that a dude wants to be called. Could you please just call me thin in the future?
like he leaves, and my client was like, does he not care about your weight? And I was like,
Oh man, that's rude. You should have said, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Does he not care about my weight? Of course he loves how skinny I am.
excuse me, like, what do you mean?
Oh, we know what she meant. She's trying to catch these hands, son.
And she was like, well, does he not mind, like, how much you weigh?
Dude, somebody said this right to you, right to your face, right into your eye hole. They said all these words. Oh my goodness. Did this really happen, bruv? Did it? What do you guys think? Do you think that this one happened in particular? I'm not so sure myself. I'm on the fence. Is everybody gonna clap at some point?
And I was just like,
I hope you did more than that. I hope you said something more than that. Just like, lady, are you for really reals right now? I can't believe you just said that. That's how you responded? You were just like... See, we can't be caught like a deer in the headlights when people catch us off guard with all this disrespectful, crazy stuff. Here's what you should have did. What? Actually, no, he loves me for who I am. He doesn't really care about my weight at all. By the way, what's that on your shirt? Oh, well, that's good. You know, it's good to find somebody that actually loves you for who you are. What? What's on my shirt? Boom! And don't you ever question the validity of my relationship again, or I will spike you onto the floors of a nightmare you can't even begin to imagine. Do you know that reference?
actually, no, he loves it, and he thinks that I'm absolutely perfect.
He thinks that you're absolutely perfect. Well, that's weird. Everybody has flaws. If anybody ever tells any of you that you're perfect, you should question that person, okay? They are completely insane. None of us are perfect.
But yeah, needless to say, no more appointments for her.
Hopefully none of those happened. Hopefully those were all bollocks. I'm thinking of making a bonus video for Sunday that's completely unrelated to fat acceptance. I have an amazing public freakout video that I would like to react to. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to see that as a special feature on Sunday. If enough of you show interest, we'll do it. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.